morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. And this is, of course, Lightliger here as always. And today we are going to be talking about how to buy cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin without an ID, or as we like to call here in the crypto world, without KYC, meaning know your customer, where a service or an exchange basically asks you to provide some type of documentations, whatever that is, your passport or your national ID or driver's license, and in some cases phone verification or proof of address by providing a utility bill, whatever it's your phone, electricity, or rent. And luckily, there are still services out there which do not require an actual ID. This can be very preferable for young people who don't necessarily own a passport or haven't gotten one yet, or there might be some age requirements to basically buy or, participate on some of these exchanges. So this can be a great option for many different people out there. So we're going to be going through 5 different services out here, which are going to be providing these possibilities. So let's kind of get started with the first one, which is called HODLHODL.com, which is a peer-to-peer Bitcoin trading platform that doesn't hold funds. In some cases, platforms like Paxful, for instance, which is a very popular one, that does require KYC, holds your Bitcoin basically inside the actual platform instead of holding it in your own wallet. So this is basically using a technology that allows you to kind of have a more secure way to hold your own funds on the platform. And there are many different possibilities on the platform to basically buy and sell Bitcoins. Multiple different providers here, with everybody having their own rating here. So once the trade is concluded, there's obviously a form of a rating to given usually, and this obviously is something you should always look when you're going to be choosing what you're going to be, trading with. There are different payment methods which can be from different cryptocurrencies, the bank transfers, the PayPal, SEPA. We could actually take a look at these different forms of payment methods here, and you can choose a location. Far as I know, there is no blacklisted countries here. Some of these websites, which I'm going to be providing here today, may have region blocks. And there's obviously different types of rates for different types of transfers. Usually, these types of services can be a bit more expensive depending where you come from and what type of a service you're going to be using, versus like going through an actual exchange, which is going to be requiring that identification in order to proceed. And this one obviously doesn't have perhaps as much different offers here in compared to a lot of the other ones that are actually in this space. As you can see, there's not really as many vendors here. Well, actually, when you change the filters, it does expand it, so don't mind that. And there are things like Amazon gift cards, bank accounts, in-person even, and there are a lot of local different types of payment processors out there, and many of these are usually listed on multitude of these websites. There's also a bounty program, an affiliate program also available for those who want to get people involved, and they also offer a lending service as well, which is something that maybe certain people want to perhaps take a look into. But let's look into our next service, which is actually ATMs. And ATMs are probably the easiest way to get involved and get started. Those can obviously differ between a machine. Some of the machines do have a KYC, I do want to say that. But there are a multitude of these machines all across the world, which you can find on this website. So let's say you're going to be living in Spain and you want to look through, where can I basically buy? And here you can find different types of services across Spain, which are going to be allowing you to buy and sell different cryptocurrencies. Not all ATMs allow you to sell. Some are just for buying. But I think they're going to become more and more popular as time goes on. And I have personally used one in the past, and I have to say it's a pretty smooth service. But I do want to mention that it is not usually very they're not exactly the most cheapest options. Once again, I do want to mention that, but some people don't obviously care if you're going to be buying big sums, and some are obviously going to be having selected coins as well. So the Bitcoin ones are the most popular. Some will have obviously Litecoin and Ethereum, but there is like a lot less these ATMs, which are going to be having like most smaller altcoins. And obviously, if you have options to buy something like Dash, that is going to be considerably cheaper compared to a lot of the other options due to the nature of the transaction fees. But a very important website to basically look into the ATMs. Most countries around the world have this option. Venezuela is a good example, for example, where crypto is really needed right now, and there are services there allowing people to basically access different types of ATMs right now. Let's move in. We have next up called Crypto Locally. This is something that I have done an individual review on my channel in the past. Go check it out in case you want to have the full details. This one is really great due to the fact that they offer perhaps the widest category of different cryptocurrencies supported here. They just added Bitcoin, which is probably the most bought currency, but it can become a lot more cheaper and faster to buy certain other currencies. And they have a lot of Ethereum tokens here, for instance, Tron, EOS, Binance Coin, a lot of good gateway tokens which have a lot of trading pairs available, and you can sell and buy on this platform. There's multitude of different payment options here: local cash, bank transfers, cash deposits, internal wire, credit, debit card, gift cards, WeChat Pay, a Cash App, PayPal. I mean, you name it. They have a multitude of different options here. Even other crypto even are available here, and everybody has different types of ratings on the actual platform, where you can see how trusted the vendor is and what are the positive transactions, descriptions, the volume, the trades, the user feedback, the report, etc. It is a pretty good website, and I've been liking their service. I've used them, and I've seen also a couple of my subscribers use the service, and I don't think that they have any complaints about it. So it's been a very smooth and pretty easy, streamlined way to basically buy crypto. Next up, we have another service like this called Local Monero. And Monero, as some new people watching this video don't know, Monero is a very privacy-focused coin, which allows a lot more secure look into your data and like who is owning what coins, and etc. So Monero is a lot more private option, and people who don't necessarily want their governments to know what is going on with their money, Monero is your way to go. Obviously, it has its own faulty lines, and it's not like totally private, but if you're going to be using a VPN, especially with Monero, it's going to be pretty secure, I would argue, still. And this website obviously allows you to sell and buy Monero. You can post ads also here, and I believe there's a BTC option as well. Unlike the local Bitcoins, that one actually does have a KYC these days. It didn't used to. But this one also has a lot of different providers here who are selling and buying Monero. And I think it's going to be growing in the future due to the fact that Monero is going to getting more exposure by going through a lot of this censorship and delisting process. But you can see definitely that there are people that are looking into, even on my local distance, to basically buy and sell Monero face to face. So that is pretty cool as well, in my opinion. So this is another one I do really recommend for people who want that extra layer of security. Now let's move into our very last option here, which is called Local Cryptos, which is another non-custodial crypto marketplace, meaning that the platform doesn't hold your crypto in it. In case of Crypto Locally or Local Monero, the funds are holding on the platform until you're going to be using them to buy or sell them or withdraw them, obviously, to your own wallet. Obviously, I think generally there's not really like a history of a lot of problems, but obviously some people may fear that there might be like an investigation or a class action lawsuit against certain service that they have to close down or forced by the Fed or something like that. And that is indeed a legitimate claim and concern, but I don't think that there has been really many cases like that which have caused things like these to happen. And Local Cryptos has also a good chunk of altcoins listed here, such as Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dash, for those who don't want to just buy Bitcoin. And it's pretty easy, streamlined, and I think they are more being longer in the space. I think the whole space has been, the whole platform has been around for some time now, and there are many different traders here on a local level. Let's see if we can choose to anywhere and see how many people are actually buying and selling. There seems to be quite different amounts, and it's important to also have a lot of regional options because bank transfers are going to be a lot more cheaper when they're going to be done within that country. So there are a lot of these things and hoops and loops, how to like cut costs on the actual cost of every transfer and every transaction that you're going to be doing from fiat into crypto, or from a bank account to a bank account even. So there's a lot of exploration to be done, and you have to find what is going to be the best suitable for you. Obviously, the tips I'm going to be giving out to you is that yes, some traders may require you to do a KYC, and that will help you a lot to maybe get more opportunities and offers. And also always look into the ratings of the people. What is their feedback looking like? How many trades have they done in the past? If they have done a lot of trades, that is usually a very, very good sign. And thanks for watching. You can find all the links down below. If you have some extra questions, I try to answer them best to my ability. And obviously, these are like not exactly the best way. So if you don't really have a problem of going with IDs and giving that information to an exchange, you always are going to be saving money through trading through an exchange versus a lot of these other options. And yes, with an asterisk there, if you're going to be obviously meeting people in like straight to person and giving them cash and they give you crypto, that is obviously going to be the cheapest way. So there's a lot of situational things, and you have to kind of look into what is the best thing for exactly for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.